Hello, everyone. My name is Luna, as you all know, and I'll be presenting my journey over the past 4 years of how I developed each passion that I just thought I would stick with, and just how it shaped me as a person. So, before I begin, I want to mention that when I started high school, I wanted to figure out the perfect passion as soon as possible. But as I was looking back, each passion that I had was preparing me for the next. So together, they shaped not only what I love to do now, but the kind of person I want to be. And here is how it all began. So for my freshman year, my first ever passion since I was 7 was art. I loved drawing, crocheting, music. I saw creativity as a form of self-expression. And most importantly, I thought business was really boring. I did not want to, I thought that it was sitting in front of a table, working on statistics and all that type of techie stuff, and I didn't want to do that. My passion was to be artistic. And I remember talking about that in orientation day, and I remember meeting everyone and holding such lovely conversations. And one of my first projects was making crochet patterns on vocalizing mental health issues. And I wanted to involve art in some shape or form in all of my projects. And during that first year, my lovely facilitators helped me speak up when I couldn't, and helped me answer questions when I was too shy to. And at the time, I thought creativity and art would be my biggest passion and what I would always be doing. Until the next year, my sophomore year. As I grew more comfortable in School of Humanity, I became less focused on expressing myself, but more interested in understanding and helping others. So this involved me taking courses and skill units involving psychology. I really wanted to look more into the brain and how our emotions work, and how, stuff like mental disorders and how this affects us as a human. And then I developed with an amazing team a flourishing room with 2 other of my peers, and it was a flourishing room for schools. And this was the first time I was ever in a group project, so I'm really happy I had that experience. And I was also having a lot of conversations with my peers about well-being and trying to learn body language through collaborating in breakout rooms and social contexts. So it was kind of my passion, the strongest passion I've had, and I always showed and given as much empathy as I could to others. And then I mixed psychology and art, and I found this passion, I found this idea to create a short film. I've always wanted to make a short film throughout the past years, and when I was young, I always tried to, but I always failed. So when I got this opportunity for my EPQ, that I was able to create a performance, I was like, you know what? I'm taking that idea I had for years and actually initiating it. So I started with film, and I got my first camera for this project, and I still use it to this day, my favorite object ever. And I got to shoot my first short film called Senses, which is all about the senses and how it affects us as a human, and how we go through things through just all our different senses. And this taught me a lot on composition, and how composition showcases different emotions depending on how it's done. And right after I finished my short film, I interned at Melrish, a storytelling film photography company, and I got into more hands-on experiences with bigger equipment for photography and film. So I loved sharing all these moments with my classmates and getting all their lovely support on how my short film turned out, and I just can't forget on everyone's reaction just watching it. It made me the happiest person in the world. So thank you guys for your support. And lastly, my senior year. So the person who entered high school saying, "I hate business," ended up building projects around it. So my last EPQ was starting making a business plan on an app that helps students with procrastination. And then I also, with that project, I got more into youth advocacy, and I found my passion in it, that I really, really wanted to solve problems using business and so it can help people like me. And then I did a mix of everything. So with this project, I made prototypes that involved drawing. I did a bunch of statistic type of stuff, the one that I didn't want to do. And alongside, I still stuck to music, and I still stuck to making art, and it truly spoke to me. This is what I wanted to do. And about all, like, throughout this journey about finding my passions and the passions that I have now, I realized that all of these led up to make the person I am now. If I haven't experienced my first art project, to talking about my first passion of psychology and then film, I wouldn't have found business. And with that, I made so many lasting memories sharing this passion with others, and I just love that experience. And I just want to lastly reflect on everything. On my facilitators, thank you so much for always supporting me and providing the help that I needed, for always encouraging me to ask questions, and so I can get the help through with my projects and my skill units. Thank you so incredibly much for being my best mentors. And thank you also for my peers, for my classmates, for always being there for me and being the best classmates ever. I wouldn't have imagined having anyone else on my side. And thank you for my parents for always encouraging me to not fail. Not to fail, but not to give up. Because I had a lot of moments where I wanted to give up, but they always told me, keep going, you can do this. And just in general, for my friends and everyone who is seeing me present this, thank you so much for all your kindness. And thank you. I'm so grateful to be presenting this as my last presentation.